Hello everybody, my name is Andrew LaRue and I am a chef manager here at Ben Taub Hospital in the catering and nutrition department. What we're going to show you today is a recipe for a butternut squash bisque, which would be good for the holidays, and we'll get started. So first we're going to need a butternut squash. Very easy to peel. You can use a knife or a peeler. I'm going to use a knife. Cut off the ends. About, I would say 85% of what you need is in this part right here, and it gets tricky to kind of peel the rest, so I'm just going to show you the safe way to do it. And to peel it down, you just go down the outside of the skin. What we're going to want to do, we're going to cut all the vegetables down into pieces that are cooked at similar times. Now, they're not going to be the same size, but they're all going to take about the same amount of time. Now, the squash is very porous, so it's going to absorb moisture very, very quickly. So we'll cut this. It can be a little bit larger than the rest of the cuts of the vegetables that we're going to have. So here's a good example. We'll put it right here. For the onions, this one's already peeled. Cut the end off. We'll cut this about this size. It'll be a little bit smaller. And the carrots. Just peel that down. And the carrot's going to take the longest to cook, so I'm going to cut those a bit smaller so they finish about the same time as everything else. About that size. And another very important ingredient is going to be the garlic. We're going to just use the whole garlic cloves because when they puree up, they get a nice smooth texture. And so in the pot here, you can combine everything all at once. It's kind of a one-pot soup here. It'll be very easy. There's your butternut squash. That's about 4 cups or so. We have 2 cups of onions, all cut up for us. Carrots, about 2 cups. And here are the garlic cloves. I don't need to put in this much. We probably put about 1 cup of the garlic cloves in there. Sounds like a lot, but trust me, when it simmers and boils, it gets nice and soft and it purees up very well. Once you have your vegetables in there, you're going to need your vegetable stock. This is 100% vegetarian. We do finish it with a little bit of cream, so it won't be for vegans, but vegetarians for sure. And you add your vegetable stock. So it just about covers the vegetables, plus maybe an inch. And you're just going to let that simmer for about half an hour until the vegetables get nice and soft and tender. And then we'll put them into the blender or using a hand mixer to puree. Here's the bisque right here with all the vegetables and the vegetable stock. And you can see that the vegetables are different sizes, and that is all to promote even cooking. All right, now we're at the step here where you can puree the vegetables here in the blender. You have 2 options here. You can use a hand mixer or a hand blender and just put it in and puree it up, and that works perfectly fine. But one of my favorite tools to use is the blender, and that's what we're gonna do. You can just fill it up. I would fill it up no more than halfway, because if you fill it up too much and you turn on the power, it can spray some of the hot liquid, and we don't want that to happen. So we'll just fill it up about halfway. Next, what we'll do is puree the vegetables here, and the next ingredients that we will add is cream, and you will see that in a moment. All right, what we're going to do now that we have it pureed, and this is the opportunity you can take to season it, and I have salt and pepper here. You season it to taste, however you would like. A little bit of salt and pepper here. And then cream to just kind of smooth it out a little bit. This would be the only ingredient that I would say probably isn't the most healthy, but since we're using it in such a small quantity, I feel like we'll be safe. All right. We'll blend this up and then I'll show you how to plate. All right, to finish the soup, this is how we're gonna do it. We have our bowl here. Gonna ladle in our bisque, nice and smooth and delicious. And to garnish it, we have a few different items here. We have some creme fraiche. We'll just put a little drizzle of that over the top. We have a few seeds from the squash itself to give it a little bit of crunch. And some brioche croutons. You can also add there texture. And a little bit of parsley to finish it off. All right, that does it for your butternut squash bisque for your family and friends over the holidays. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.